What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We're back at it in the F-15E Strike Eagle, and we're going to be checking out a low-level route in the United States through parts of, I think, West Virginia and Virginia, down into North Carolina. It's called VR-043. We're flying out of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. This is a route they actually, or supposedly, fly in real life. At least it's scheduled by Seymour Johnson, so I'm assuming that that is a route that they use as well too. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop in the airplane and we'll get going. All right, we got track IR working. Everything I think is set. Let's go ahead and knock the brakes off and open the throttle. We're going to give this a try. It's been a minute since I've been in this plane. It's been a minute since I've been in Microsoft. So what we're going to do is we're going to depart. I don't have as much information for Seymour Johnson as far as departure and arrivals like I do Laken Heath. I've been able to find a tremendous amount of information for Laken Heath. I found a little bit for Seymour Johnson, but it's not quite as in-depth as the Laken Heath stuff. So we're just going to have to kind of do what we can. No stereo flight plans, no departure procedures, anything like that. They do have departure procedures on AirNav, but it's like a really kind of basic departure procedure. So we're just going to go with it. Let's see, what do we got here? All right, I think we're set. Let's go ahead and we'll light the burners and we'll get going. A little rudder, got a little bit of a crosswind. Not too terribly bad though. All right, let's go ahead and pull back on the stick. All right, she's off. Get gear up. Come out of the burner. Flaps up as well. Even nose starts to drop down a little bit there. Have to trim her up some. Still bouncy on the controls. Like I said, she's still bouncy on the pitch. That could very well be my joystick. It could be the slop in my joystick. I'm not 100% certain on that, but we'll attribute it to that. Let's see, we're heading 260. So we need to turn to the north. Beautiful day. Look at the day. Like, this is absolutely gorgeous, right?
Charlie Alpha, Echo acknowledge last transmission.
We're going to try to stay about 300 knots below 10,000 feet. They do have waivers below 10K. I don't know what it is specifically for this plane. I've heard the number 300 thrown out there before for other aircraft. So that's what we're going to go with. It could be more, it could be less. Well, I doubt it's less. I doubt it's less. I really doubt it's more too. I think it's just all like highly situational. I've heard the number 300 thrown out for the B-1 bomber below 10,000 feet when they're not like in military airspace. So in other words, they're just cruising point A to point B, you know, below 10K. Then I was told that they cruised at 300 knots. You know, of course, that's completely different when they're in a MOA restricted area, warning area, or a military training route. You know, some kind of military special use airspace. Then they can go faster in that. So, we'll see. We're not worrying about ATC.
Frequency change approved.
Not going to worry about that. All right, we're set. We're cruising towards our entry point. We're going to hit a few vortex on the way up there, but we're cruising towards the entry point. Once again, it is VR-043, scheduled out of Seymour Johnson. Beautiful bird. Look at that. Looks absolutely amazing. Gorgeous plane. All right, here we are, established on course. We're cruising to the entry points. Beautiful, beautiful view of our plane there. Absolutely gorgeous plane, right? Look at that. Very, very nice. Like I said, Seymour Johnson bird. F-15E Strike Eagle. All right, while we do this, while we cruise, we're going to hop over to Sky Vector. We'll look at the route that we're flying real fast. We'll do it overall here. All right, so here's our departure point down here at Seymour Johnson in Goldsboro, North Carolina. We're going to fly direct to, what is this, VOR? Gordonsville, VOR is just to the east of Charlottesville, Virginia. Then once we hit Gordonsville, we're going to head direct to Kessel, VOR. That's going to be, let's see, just to the west of Winchester, Virginia. I'm looking for some other towns in the area, try to give an idea of where we would be close to. Cumberland. Okay, there's this should be Cumberland right here, right? Yes, Cumberland. So we're a little bit south of Cumberland. We'll pick up the entry right here at these twin radio towers. Of course, they won't be in the sim, but that's where we're going to pick it up at. And I'm trying to see, like, what is that? Close to a little bit northeast of Elkins, West Virginia. We'll pick up there as point A, and then we've got B, C, down here at Durban. Let's see, D, E. E's gonna be over by Lewisburg. F and G. G's gonna be just to the east of Radford, Virginia, or just to the west of Roanoke, Virginia. So we'll pass between really Radford and Christiansburg, Virginia. I lost track of my waypoints, that's all right. So the route continues on over a little town of Ferrum. Let's see, we go just to the north of Danville. Let's see. What else we got here? What is this area right here? Henderson, what is that? Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a little bit northeast of Raleigh-Durham. So kind of getting into the lowlands of the Carolinas, and then we'll exit the route just off the coast down here. I think this is the Dare bomb range. Restricted R5314, so it's actually a pretty long route. We got 81 nautical mile cruise back to Seymour Johnson after we come off the route, but that will give you an idea. Here's DC, Washington DC. I think this is going to be Richmond right here. Yeah, Richmond. What are some other major areas here? Roanoke. So yeah, it should be really interesting. We should fly right down the Appalachian Mountains. That's why I picked this route. They've got several that they fly out of Seymour Johnson. This just being one of them. So anyway, we'll hop back in the plane, and we'll continue on. We'll probably pick up at route entry. All right, we're back. We're descending into route entry here just shortly. We'll fly it at like 450 knots, 500 feet, something like that. A little bit bumpy out here, and I've noticed that my scenery seems to be loading a little slower than usual. I don't know why. There was an update today. There was an update. I don't know if that's having an effect on anything or not. But that's something that I'm running into, at least so far. It seems like it's kind of straightened out now. But that's something I'm running into on this flight that I haven't really encountered before. So I don't know what's up with that. Got the windmills here. Kind of cool. With the route entry right here at this lake. Very cool. Very nice. Windmills are everywhere. It's crazy now. It's crazy how many windmills there are. They're literally everywhere. They're all over where I live here in Texas. They really just are. You can't hardly look anywhere without seeing a windmill. It's honestly, it's kind of sad in a way that the landscape is just dotted with these things everywhere. All right, we're on the route. We gotta descend a little bit more here and turn on course. There we go. Little bumpy, that's for sure. About 1,000 feet above. We've got this route. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it goes down really low. It goes down to like 100 or 200 feet, and up pretty high as well too, like the top end. So we've got plenty of room to work with as far as confines. The route width varies a lot. We're not going to split hairs on that. There's no point in that. I don't usually, I don't split hairs on the width. Or at least I can't see my radar altimeter because it's in the, it's in the haze. I can't quite make it out. A little bit there. Yeah, it is. It's really bumpy. It's a lot bumpier than what I thought it would be. It's cool. I saw a really interesting interview with a Strike Eagle pilot. It's been the other week. And he was talking about the terrain following system on the airplane. The terrain following radar and all that kind of stuff. And what was interesting, like the coolest part about it to me was that he said they could hand fly it, but they could put in the altitude that they wanted to fly. They wanted the plane to be above the ground, right? And they could hand fly it, they could steer it, but the plane would maintain the altitude. Damn, we are getting bumped around a lot. The plane would maintain the altitude. And I thought that was really cool. Like, that was really super interesting how that worked out. He said they would have like visual cues on the heads-up display of like parameters that they had to stay within on their turns for it to maintain altitude and everything. And so that's what they would do. All right, we should be heading towards Point Charlie. A little bit to the west of the center line of the route. That's all right though. Beautiful countryside though. Look at that. Back on the center line just a tad here. All right, we should be back on it a little bit. Like I said, all these routes, the widths vary. You know, it could be a couple of miles of either side of the center line. It could be several miles. It could be 5, 10. You know, it varies a lot. It just depends on the route, the particular route. And it changes a lot. Like even from point A to point B might be different from B to C. It's like a lot to keep track of. So I don't bother with the route width too much. I don't see the point. You see me looking over to the side there. I'm checking little nav map. Our information here. Trim her down just a tad. All right, come back up just a bit. There we go. Well, now she's trimmed up a little too much. This plane, the one thing about these fighter aircraft in Microsoft, they're extremely trim dependent. I've noticed that. Well, at least the two that I have. I don't know how like true to life that is. How much? I'd imagine they are. I imagine they're pretty squirrely, so the trim probably makes a huge difference on it. But yeah, I'm constantly like messing with the trim, and we're just getting rocked. Really just are. Get back, let's get back down this valley over here a little bit. I think we can go off the center line just a tad. Gorgeous, gorgeous scenery though. Look at that. Looks absolutely amazing. It's been a while since I've done this. I've been in Strike Fighters 2 Vietnam a lot. I really enjoyed that. It's been getting my combat fix. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy DCS as well. I like DCS a lot. The complexity of DCS to me like takes a lot of effort, right? Like you really have to get familiar with your stuff in that game to really do okay in it. There's a lot of stuff to work with, a lot of stuff to learn. It has a huge learning curve. And in Strike Fighters 2 Vietnam, not so much. You just hop right in and do your thing. And I enjoy that. You know, I've said that before about multiple games. Sometimes I like that, like instant gratification of gameplay, you know, without having to spend hours studying or figuring out or learning or whatever. So that's what I enjoy. I hop in DCS from time to time still. I need to get in it some more. It's been a minute. Alright, we just hit another steer point. I think that was Charlie. Maybe, yeah, we're heading towards Delta now. Veer off a little bit here. Hop over this ridge line here. Go. We're cruising about 450 give or take, depending on the maneuvering. Down this valley here. Very nice. There's several routes I want to check out. There's several out west that are kind of known as really good low-level routes to fly. You've got 1355 up in the Cascades is supposed to be like the best of them all. You see several videos on YouTube of different planes flying that one. See a lot of F-18s on it out of Whidbey. Prowlers. What else? There's even a video of a Strike Eagle flying it, cockpit video. A lot of different aircraft use it. I think even a C-17. I think there's a video of a C-17 on it as well. So that's definitely one I want to hit up and try. There's a few over in northern New Mexico that I really want to try out. They were supposed to be awesome. They were used for the F-111s when they were based in Cannon Air Force Base. F-111, they call them F-111 routes. They're supposed to be really nice. They're really long routes too. Let's see what else. There's two in Arkansas, northern Arkansas, southern Missouri. There's the IR-592 and IR-174. I want to try those. Those are bomber routes. They're flown by B-1 bombers and B-52s. There's an electronic scoring site on those routes where they can have like virtual threat emitters and stuff like that, radars and things to track them, and they have to evade and do all that as part of the Everton electronic scoring site. So that's one I want to hit up. What else? Gosh, there's tons and tons. There really just are. There's tons. There's more than you can name off. So we'll just hit them as we can. Gorgeous scenery though. Man, it looks amazing. And we'll be bouncing over to the UK some more too. I like their low flying system because it's not a canned route, right? Like you're free to plot out how you want to do it as long as you're in the confines of a low flying area. And do what you want. Whereas in the United States, you know, you're restricted to, you know, linear routes that have waypoints, and you have to stay within the limits of that route. Getting off route center line a little bit, need to get back on it. It's so bumpy. I'm really surprised how bumpy it is. I don't know what river that is. I wish I did though. Going by, looks like a little town called Hillsboro over there about, should be about 2 o'clock. Actually 12 o'clock right now. When we turn back on the line though, on the center line, it'll be about 2 o'clock. Really wish this plane had steering cues on the heads-up display. I don't understand why. Usually they have a steering marker for the waypoints on the heading tape, right? And we don't have that, so it adds a little bit of a challenge to it because we don't have that. Would really love terrain following radar too. Would love the exact system like they have in real life, but that would be very cool to try out. I'm sure there's probably quite a few portions of that that's still classified, like you don't know exactly what's all involved with it. All right, next waypoint. Man, it's rugged out here for sure. Big turn, big turn. And some more power up. More pow. Watch, who is it, the Thunderbirds. There we go. Now we gotta get back on the center line. We're off just a little bit. We kind of swung that turn out kind of wide. Back the other way now. Heading's supposed to be 166. Give or take, that's about right. Now we're going against the grain of the mountains. That's where it gets kind of challenging, right? Before we were going with the grain, now we're going against it. Back on the center line just a tad more. I think we have, I'm almost certain we got down to 100 feet on the published, like what's published on the route. So bumpy though. There we go, starting to get to a good valley here. Always wondered when they say like minimum altitude, let's say it's 500 feet. Let's say that's the average, right, for most routes. Is that like, you know, when you crest a ridge, like there's a huge difference. You could be flying 700 feet and then be at 200 feet when you crest the ridge real quick. So I'm wondering, like, how does that work out? Like, how do they, you know, is it a hard 500 across the board? Like, even when we cross this ridge up here, does it need to be 500? That's what it says, or do you get like a little leeway? Because your radar altimeter is like constantly changing, right? Like it's, or maybe they say 500 plus so much to pad for that. I don't know. See, we'll crest this ridge here. And that wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. All right, we got to turn again. Got to do 236. Yeah, we're off the center line just again. Bad. Lots of steeply rising terrain, right? Like this stuff. We could have used, it looks like we could have used that, looks like there's a pass a little further below we could have used, but stay with this. The terrain changes so much. It's like hard to, it's kind of hard to figure out, like, gauge your distance above it. Back on the route here. This is honestly, this is kind of a challenging route. I'll be honest, it really is. Plus it's new to me, so that doesn't help. There we go. So beautiful, right? Look at that. Reminds me a lot of Mach Loop through here. Needs to get a little bit fast. Let's pull back on the power just a tad. I can start telling I have to give more forward stick as the speed picks up because of the way I got the plane trimmed. When it starts getting down to 460, it feels better. Stay down this valley for a little bit. We're to the south of the center line, but that'll be all right. We're just a hair. Ooh, she loses so much speed in those turns, man. He just like dropped all the speed. And when she does that, it's almost like she kind of wants to wallow around in the air a little bit. It's kind of a weird sensation to explain. Alright, we're fixing to go against the grain again on these mountains. I just wish I could see that radar altimeter better. One thing, the HUD just blends in so much. You can't hardly see it. And come back over to the center line again. Man, could you imagine doing this in real life? Like, what a job, man. What an absolute amazing, awesome job. Alright, we're gonna crest this ridge here. Like we're fixing to cross over back into Virginia. It's so bumpy. Man, it's so bumpy. Like I said, I was not expecting it to be that bumpy. Makes me a little nervous, low to the ground like this and the plane getting jostled around like that. It does for sure. So far, this is a really impressive low level. I'm very impressed for it being Eastern United States. It's really impressive. I can definitely see why they use this like a really good route for terrain masking and stuff like that, terrain following. Got another turn point here. Gotta hit 165 again. The thing about, there's like one aspect of this, of low-level flying that I have not attempted to study or understand or master. I'm familiar with it, but that's just knowing when to like hit your turns so it times out where you don't overshoot the center line of your turn, if you know what I'm saying. In other words, you need to turn so many miles short of the waypoints, so when you roll out on your next heading, you will be on the center line again, right? If that's what you're looking for. That's like a whole study in itself that I am not like, I don't want to do the math. I don't want to do the math and figure all that. You know, it has to do with your speed and, you know, all that stuff. I've seen stuff written about it, some of the low-level training manuals, but I've never attempted it. So when we turn, you know, if I turn at the waypoint, we're going to overshoot the next center line by just a little bit. That pretty much happens every time. It'll be the new river we're following here. Trying to get back on course. Little nav map still wants to zoom in like really, really tight at certain points, and I hate that. I wish it would stay zoomed out constant. There we go. All right, 128 on our next heading. Railroad tracks, look at there. Or is it? Maybe not. That might be a road. That might have been a road. Looked like railroad following the river there for a second. Ooh, an interstate there. See, now the map's zoomed out so far I can't see what the geographic details are. Like at some points it zooms in really, really super tight, and I can see everything. And then like on this leg, I guess because it's a really long leg, it zooms way out max distance, and so I can't tell like anything about what we're passing by or going over. And I just wish I wish I could set it at a certain zoom and it just stay there and not change up on me like it does. I prefer it to stay zoomed out because with this particular map that I'm using, like you can get a good sense of what the terrain's doing and kind of figure out like how you want to route yourself through it. You see we're starting to come out of the Appalachians. We're pretty much out of the Appalachians now, and we're starting to get into the low country. Now let's zoom back in. Let's zoom back in just a tad. And in order to keep this route, to keep the video not too extremely long, I think we're going to cut the landing out. We know what the landing is. We've done it before in this plane. We've done it tons and tons of times in other planes. So we're going to cut it out for this video. Look at the shadow down there. That's really cool. We're going to cut it out for this run. If you'd like to see the landing, you know, leave me some comments in the video. Let me know what y'all would like to see. Do you want to see the full trip? Do you want to see a Cliff Notes version, abbreviated version? You know, I know people, you know, opinions are going to vary a lot between person to person. What one person may like, maybe something that someone else doesn't, and that's cool. That's absolutely cool, you know. But, you know, if we could get like a general consensus, you know, let me know. There we go. Well, we're going by Ferrum College. Like, the map is zoomed in so dang close now that I can see exactly what we're doing. We're going by Ferrum College, if you're familiar with that. And we're fixing to pass over Ferrum Mountain Road. So, like, we've got, like, really high detail as far as what we're doing. Now it's zoomed all the way back out, like it's like zoomed out to 57 nautical miles. So I couldn't tell you what we're flying over now, but we did go over Ferrum College. Got a little high too on that one. I pulled up a little higher. Technically, I'm trying to think of what it says. I think you have to pass over like buildings and stuff like that, like at 1,000 feet, even though the route may be good for 100 feet. You know, keep you from buzzing people's houses and things of that nature. So, see, I got some traffic going a little in Air Canada from EDDF to what is that? Frankfurt to KGSP. Is that Greenville Spartanburg? What? What? No. No way. They don't take international flights to Greenville Spartanburg. GSP, that's Greenville Spartanburg, right? I think maybe it is. Let me know in the comments. I can't look it up now, but that's like really, really interesting that there's an Air Canada flight going into Greenville Spartanburg. Bro, that's so cool with the shadow. I love that. It's a shame that it's like tucked under our nose at this point. I wish it was kicked off to the side just a hair. Sim seems to be running really well post patch. I haven't noticed any issues other than that scenery loading first started out, but I did cruise with time acceleration up to about the entry point, so maybe it was having a hard time catching up, I'm assuming. I think our backseater is probably asleep back there. It's my kind of VFR flying though. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. Now we could fly this in, no we couldn't. This is a VR route, not an IR. I was thinking it was an IR for some reason. So VR, yeah, we can only fly in VFR conditions. Kind of want to try a route at night. Some of these routes are good for nighttime flights as well too. I think that would be cool to fly low level at night and try to avoid some terrain. I think it would be harder than you would anticipate, you know. All right, flying under JetBlue, KHPN to KRSW, cruising at 36,000 feet. JetBlue 1051, in fact. Should be, there he is, right there. JetBlue 1051. Now getting ready to pass over us. Got private traffic out there at 10,899. KBUY to IAD. Going to Dulles. I don't know what BUY is. Shadow down there again, very nice, love it. I think the top end of this route is 6,000 MSL. I could be wrong on that. I don't have it up in front of me right now. I don't have enough screens for everything, so I should jot some notes for the route if we wanted to do it like completely, you know, split hairs and do it completely legit. Center line just had. And it's running good. It's looking really good. Okay, SKQ is the dude that's going to Dulles. Got another one, Spirit at 31,000 feet. Heading to Cleveland from KMYR. Off the center line again, back on it. Yeah, the sim is flying really nice. It almost wants me to pull up our performance here and see what it's doing. Let's take a look at it real quick and see. Option, FPS, what are we doing? Actually, not that great. Wow. That's like some of the worst performance I've seen on here. You know, there's been times when I would get a solid 50 frames per second, 50 to 60. Now it's doing 30. So go figure. I don't know. It's most definitely done better than that before, though. I do know that. There we go. Back on the center line, coming up on another steer point. I can't even tell what that says. L, maybe? Maybe this is L? Having a L of a time reading that, that's for sure, though. Alright. Back on the line. We wandered off of it again. Very cool. Love seeing all the little farms dot the countryside, farms and houses and stuff like that. Smoothed out a lot too. We get out of the mountains, the ride is smoothed out a whole lot. Like it's completely different. Like, we have no problem running along 500 feet. Real stable. Stable and steady. You know, for it to be giving me 30 FPS, it doesn't look like it to me, at least. I don't know. Like I said, you load up the sim one day, one patch, and it's done better. I think, honestly, some of like the, okay, we're heading to steer point J. Some of the best performance that I've had in this game ever was when it first came out. That's just, like, it ran really well. Ran really well for me. And then after that, with other patches and stuff like that, it's like it got worse. It flew really good for me at release, and as time went by and they started doing all the sensitivity settings and stuff like that, things got a little squirrely after that. And there was a while where I ran into a lot of issues. Like I had a lot of control issues with the aircraft. They're just all over the place. That pond down there, very nice. Got a 2-second glimpse of it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Man. As close as you can get to real life, right? I really do believe that. Also, while I'm thinking of it, I want to give an update or a heads up. A lot of these videos are going to start being, or here lately, I've been pre-recording the main reason is we're getting ready to go on vacation, and I want to be able to keep scheduling and uploading videos while we're on vacation and providing content to you guys. So a lot of these videos are going to be about like 2 weeks out. Now, it won't always be that way. Sometimes I'll slip a recent one in among those pre-recorded videos, what I'm wanting to do. But, you know, like sometimes the video may lag behind the comments or something like that, or I may say something that's already happened or going to happen or whatever, and so it may seem like it's off, and that's because they're pre-recorded. So we're getting ready to go on vacation, a 2-week vacation in July. It's the 18th of June when I'm actually videoing this, so I'm trying to get like a stockpile of videos built up. Like I said, so I keep providing content to everyone when that time comes, you know. Now I'm trying to do it gradual. I don't want to have to like do a whole boatload of videos right before we leave. You know, that would be cool. Like a golf course down there, very nice. Got off, I was sitting here running my mouth and got off the center line a little bit. We got to get back on it. Of course, my map is like zoomed way in. We're coming up on route exit. I think we are. I don't think we're too far out. And of course, the moon's zoomed way back the other way, so. So yeah, we will be going on vacation. There will be a bunch of pre-recorded videos. You know, I always like to try to have a few pre-recorded. That way, if something happens and I'm not able to do one for that particular day, or we have plans to go out of town, I'll have something that I can provide. Like I said, you know, I want to provide real-time videos among those pre-recorded videos for the most part. Hopefully, y'all won't really be able to tell unless I say otherwise, but that's the plan. Stan. Yeah, I think we're starting to get into the coastal areas, getting really flat. Of course, my map zoomed way out, so I couldn't tell you what we're flying over now. We are passing under traffic, November 171, Tango Romeo. He's at 37,000 feet. And he's heading to HPN, wherever that is. KTOC to KHPN, not familiar with those. Okay, there we are, back on the center line. We're at 54 knots, just a hair above or below 500 feet. Shooting along pretty good here. I think after this next waypoint will be the exit. That'll be all she wrote. Good length route. It's not a short one. It's not short by any means. And there's some, the bomber routes are a lot longer than this. I think the longest one I've seen is an instrument route it's in the 800s. I can't remember the specific number, but like 1,200 miles long, 1,200 and change. Is a B-52 route they use for a B-52 low levels. There's a few that are around 1,000 miles. This one isn't that long at all, but there are some out there that are quite long. I think this one might have been around 500, give or take. Like I said, we'll come off the route and we'll just go ahead and call the video there once we come off of it. You know, yeah, you guys, you know, I don't think y'all would want to see the cruise back or the landing. It's the same thing every time, pretty much, unless something really crazy happened or weird. All right, our map is zoomed way back in again, so we're passing over North Carolina Highway 481 right there. And that was an Interstate I-95. That was actually I-95 as well. And what else? I zoomed in even more now. We're getting ready to pass over some power lines. Some power lines coming up shortly. It zoomed in even more. We're on Low Ground Road right here. There you go. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's like it zooms in more progressively, more and more and more as we approach the waypoint. Not zoomed all the way back out. Weird, really weird doing. All right, we're coming up on, we got to fly to Lima. So we got 2 more waypoints. We've got Lima. Mike in November. Trying to figure out here. I got some more traffic out there. Delta 2570, Atlanta to Norfolk. You know that one. ORF ascending through 23,000 feet. I got Republic out there at 32,000 feet. Boston to Jacksonville. There's the Delta. Yep, there he is, I should say. Brickyard. Where's Brickyard at? Look for him just a second. I don't see Brickyard. No joy on him. He's not out there. He's just a little too far out. He's getting ready to cross about 12 o'clock. There he is, right there in front of us. There you go. Southbound. Cool. I like spotting the traffic. I like seeing them in the little nav map and then picking them out and so cool. All right, it's still 450 and change, 500 feet, give or take. Cruising along over, I guess we're getting into the coastal wetlands, yeah. Coastal wetlands of North Carolina, heading into the Dare County bomb range. We'll say we've got clearance into the restricted area, all the associated MOAs and all that stuff. Ready to pass over US 17 in a minute here. Maps done zoom back in where I can see it. I wish it would stay put. I just pick a zoom level and go with it, you know? It doesn't need to be zoomed out like super far for me. I just want it zoomed in enough where I can kind of see some landmarks and be able to see what the terrain is doing ahead of it. Like, it can't be zoomed in so far that I can't see you know, 5 minutes in front of me. I need to be able to see 5 minutes in front of me what the terrain's doing. That way, especially if you're flying like in mountainous terrain, you can see like a valley that you might want to turn into or a pass that you want to, you know, you might want to go through or something like that. But when it's zoomed in super tight, you can't pick that stuff out. Like it's too close. By the time you see it, you're on top of it. I need, you know, at 450 knots, you need to know ahead of time. So And it keeps going back and forth. It keeps literally going back and forth. I don't know why. All right, is US-13, US-17 coming up? Right up here. Windsor. We're passing by a little community called Windsor. There's the US highways there. Very cool. I think we busted our altitude limits on that. We probably should have gone over that at 1,000 feet, but that's the joys of flight simming, right? You don't have to worry about getting a letter from the FAA or getting called into your CO's office. And that's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, right? It's so freaking beautiful. It just blows my mind. Every time. Every time. I really feel like for the overall look, like they've nailed the scenery. The ground, the trees, all that. It just looks amazing. Honestly, I don't know how they could improve this other than putting in, like, making that really high resolution scenery that you see around Dallas-Fort Worth available throughout the entire globe. But other than that, and I'm sure that's a matter of time. You know, another decade or so, they'll have so much information of what you see. All right, zoom back out. I can't see what. Why? There's a nice bridge there. Nice bridge. Fixing to be on the coast here. Just a second. It says Roanoke River. Is this the Roanoke River we're going over? Maybe back there. I do know we'll be coming up on Lake Phelps. I think I remember reading something about the altitude published on these last few waypoints. Maybe it was like 1,000 or 2,000 feet. I could be wrong. I've looked at so many, it's kind of hard to keep them separated. I really need to make notes. I need to make notes of these. Going over US 64. Where you at? Right here. There you go, US 64. All in booty. Very nice. Lake Phelps over there at about 1 o'clock. Very cool as well. Cruising along at 1,000 feet. Seems like we're a little slower now. It's so smooth though. It's like glass. I can tell you right now, it was bumpy as hell in the Appalachians. It really just was. All right, just a few seconds off route exit. We'll pull off the route and we'll end it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Always appreciate everything that everyone's done. All the comments, all the love and support. You know, everyone that's subscribed, hit the like button. You know, it's been absolutely awesome. I really do enjoy it. I really do. It's been a lot of fun. I like getting to meet everyone. I really want to get back to live streaming because to me, like, there's nothing better than a good live stream and getting to interact with your viewers and talk to them and learn stuff about them. I've met a lot of great people around the globe doing that. It makes me kind of sad. I just, it's like really hard to do that right now. Schedule is just not very conducive. A lot of stuff going on summertime, and I know viewers too. You know, I got viewers going on vacation and doing all kind of family stuff too. So it's not just content creators. It's pretty much everyone. All right, we're off the route. Light the burners. We'll climb out to a nice altitude. We're in the restricted area now. There's like tons of MOAs over here in restricted areas. Damn, look at that. Already through 7,000 feet. Fixing to bust 10,000 already. Right? Look at that. There you go. So cool. So cool. The next one I'm going to research a little bit more. I want to research the next one a little bit more and take some notes and stuff like that. But just a quick one I wanted to do stateside in the Strike Eagle. It's a nice airplane to fly. I enjoy it. Is it perfect? Nah, it's not. It needs work without a doubt, but it's still a lot of fun to fly and I enjoy it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please remember, like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment. Love hearing from you. Love all of you. Love the support you've given me. Really appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the air next time. Peace.